Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Keys to manifestation. So, there's a lot of stuff you got to know about manifestation. So, today I want to talk about some very powerful keys, that I think you guys should know and how reality to manifest. And I think this would be very helpful for you guys because, again, I always say we live in like a matrix. And within this matrix, it's very malleable. It's like a computer program, and we can hack it, so to speak. All right, with that being said, so here's the first key point you got to understand. Look, you got to learn to cut people off without warning, without notification, without telling them. You just got to cut people off. Some people, here's what happens. People, they can program you. So if you surround yourself with people in your life that if they're not motivating you some way, if they're not inspiring you some way, if they're not being on your side, if they're not hating on you, then those people you let stay. But if you have people in your life, man, that are making your life miserable, making you feel miserable, making you feel inadequate, that affects your ability to create what you want. Because it really affects your subconscious. It affects your vibration. I always tell everybody, I said, look, we are vibrational beings. Electromagnetic people. You communicate more unconsciously than you do consciously. You actually communicate more non-verbally than verbally. And this happens because what happens is you communicate with people through feelings and emotions. They pick it up and they can tune in to what you want, and they can affect you. So that's why I said it's very important that you understand how this stuff works. So I'm going to tell you a story. All right, check this out. This just happened earlier today. So literally, so I'm on my way. I stopped at a store. I said, let me get some bottle of water. And I'm driving into the store, and there was this guy on the phone talking, right? And I was like, man, this guy's in my way. He's busy on the phone talking, like walking up and down. He didn't even see my car coming in, man. And I was like, I gotta avoid him because I could have hit him, but he was just. So anyway, I parked the car, Grand Rising everybody, and I go into the store and I buy me a bottle of water, and I think I bought a couple tickets in their lottery ticket. And this guy walks in the store, and while I'm cashing out, the stuff, he's looking at me, man, and he says, hey man, he said, what's up? He says, are you Mark Haughton? I says, yeah. He said, yeah man, I've been watching your YouTube channel and stuff, your teachings for like 2 years, man. And he says, can I have a minute with you? Can I talk to you for a minute? When I get outside, I said, all right, let me just get the water and I'm gonna come outside. This literally happened like 30 minutes ago. So I go outside and he's there and he comes up to me and he says, man, he shakes my hand. He says, man, listen, man, the stuff you were teaching me at work, man, I got financial abundance, man. My life changed. He says, I'm in the process of buying a condo. Then he said to me, but he said, there's one thing I want to know, man. He says, because I didn't know that when I asked the universe for like manifest money, I didn't know I had to kind of be a little bit specific on how the money would come. Because he said, I got the money, but the money didn't come the way I wanted it to come. I said, what happened? He said, well, I got the money because I have a divorce with my wife of 12 years. And we have this big house. And, we split the house up and I got a whole bunch of money. And then some other stuff came in on top of that I didn't know before. So I have a nice sum of money. And I said, okay, that's good. And I always said to him, and I'm saying to you guys, like when you're going to create something, when you ask the universe for something, make sure your intention is like, okay, if you want money, I want to manifest money. Just intentionalize that the money is going to come in a way that will be happy and harmonious for all parties involved. That way, you won't get some money because of maybe a death or an accident or something like that happening there. So anyway, he says he got the condo and is in the process of moving in, and he was like, well, there's some limbo stuff going on with my condo. And I said, what's the limbo stuff going on? He says, well, man, it's like the building code or something like that. And he says, I don't know what to do. Should I go over there? Should I do something? And I told him, I said, look, and I'm telling you guys, the way stuff works is, look, when you don't know anything or you don't know what to do, you do not do anything. That's your ego talking like. So I told him, I said, look, did you visualize yourself in the condo, man, if you want that condo? He said, yeah, I'm visualizing myself in the condo. I said, I bought the condo, it's there, but you know, like building codes and all this stuff, you know, it's like, I don't know why it's holding up. And I says, all right, I said, why it's holding up is none of your business. Don't worry about that. If you decide that's what you want, and that's what you want. I said, how have you been visualizing your condo? He says, yeah, man, I see myself in it. I said, do you see the furniture? He's like, nah. I said, how are you going to live in a place without furniture, man? I said, look, your mind is very illogical. You gotta like make your mind think it's normal. I said, look, man, you gotta put some furniture in that condo, man. You gotta see the floor. You gotta see yourself walking into your refrigerator, man, drinking some water or eating whatever, man. You gotta have a chair, man, because your subconscious is looking for that. You can't be living in an empty condo. And he's like, oh man, he said, okay, that's what I've been missing, man. He said, okay, I'll start visualize that. I said, good. So I'm about to walk again, and he said, look, I have another question, man. I don't want to hold up your time. I said, sure, man, what's going on? He says, listen, man, I had my wife, man, you know, for 12 years, man, and I really love her, man. I said, okay. And he said to me, you know what? She came out of the blue after 12 years and just told me she wanted a divorce. And he said, well, you know, that's how I got the money and all that stuff. And I said, yeah. I said, what happened? He says, I don't know, man. She just told me she wanted a divorce. And I said, how you feeling? I said, you know, I love her. And then that's where I have to get deep on you guys. Now this is where I'm going to show you how life works. I'm going to break stuff down to you now. I told him just like I'm going to tell you. I said, okay, man, look. So he asked me the question. He says, did I manifest this? Did I manifest my wife divorcing me? Did I manifest she's not doing anything? And I asked him a question. I said, did your wife tell you why she wanted a divorce? And he said, all she kept saying was she wanted more. I said, okay, I mean, what, she want more money? He says, something, I don't know, man. Then he says, but she calls me every day. And he said, I don't know what to do. So I was like, look, here's what you got to do when it comes to people. All right? I'm going to show you how people work. The thing is this. People only come in your life for seasons, reasons, or teachings. But he's like, 12 years. I said, 12 years is irrelevant. That's no time. You've been duped. You believe time. You believe months, days, years. All that stuff is a matrix stuff. Everything is right now. So when you say you put 12 years in, you don't put nothing in because there's nothing to put in. There's no years to put in. It's just a concept we made up. So you're thinking to yourself, I put all this time. And I also said, look, people are entitled to change. People change. That's how it is, man. You could be with someone today. Tomorrow they may change their feeling. And I told him, and I tell you, every disappointment is for a good. And I said to him, I said, all right, remember when you met your wife, right? He's like, yeah, I remember when I met my wife. I said, remember how you felt? He's like, the first time you met your wife? I said, how did you feel? He's like, man, you know, I didn't do anything. She came to me. I said, but you loved her. He's like, yeah, I loved her, man. He said, remember the feeling like when you first dated and it felt good? He's like, yeah. I said, now imagine this. Imagine what's happening now in your life is a new chapter closing and she's already played her part. Now the universe is preparing you for something even better. Imagine meet someone else that's going to be really into you. That's really going to love you more than you could even imagine. Can you imagine that? He's like, man, I never thought about it like that. I said, how could you not think about it like that? The reason you couldn't think about it like that because you're still stuck on trying to figure out why your wife is leaving you. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You can't change people. You can only change yourself. He's like, so why is she calling me, man? I said, same thing again. Who cares, man? It could be a number of stuff. She could be calling you because she knows like you're really in love with her. He says, yeah, she knows I love her. She could call you because she's bored. She calls you because she wants you to hang around. She calls you because she's undecisive. She's calling you because she ain't got nothing better to do. I mean, who cares? So he starts thinking. He's like, okay, man. And then I said, look, you got to understand something, man. If someone wants to leave you, you got to let them go. You can't force people to love you. You can't force people to care for you. I said, would you want to be sobbing or crying over someone that's not doing the same for you? Your wife probably sleeping like a baby every night, and then you're here worrying and trying to get her back. I said, look, the point is you got to read the signs. People got to read signs, man. The universe is throwing signs at you all the time. It's telling you like, oh, this part of your life is over. I got something better for you. Hey, man. But people, what they do is they get attached to their ego and their emotions, and they don't want to finish the part. The play's done, man. The universe is like, yo, this play is done. I have a better play for you, but I can't get you to where you want to go if you're still stuck in this place, man. Now he started to see he's like, oh man, now I can see his eyes lit up, and he's like, wow. I was like, yeah, man. I said, you need to change, man. First of all, when she calls you, tell her you're busy, man. Why is she calling you? Now, second of all, when she calls you, tell her straight up, say, look, what do you want to do? Because I got stuff I'm doing and I'm moving on. So if you want a divorce, we're going to divorce. If not, you let me know, because I can't be here all the time. See, what that does to him now, it puts him in control of his own reality. Now, she's going to respect him more. You know, because she's going to see like, okay, he's changed, because now he's not like this puppy dog in love or whatever. And so the big point I was trying to show him, and this is where, yeah, you're right, drama is part of the matrix. The big point I want to show him, I was like, look, don't fight for something or someone that's not fighting for you. What I mean by that? I mean, when someone tell you something, take what they tell you face value. If they say they don't love you anymore, that's fine, man. If they say they want to move on, that's fine. I know it's going to hurt. You got emotions tied up, but you have to see big picture. People don't see the big picture. People get caught up in their emotions. See, the way the reality in the universe work, and I showed you guys this before, and let me bring my piece of paper out, because I did this last time. I'll bring my napkin out and I'll show you the universe and show you life on a piece of paper. I'm going to use my paper again. I'm going to show you how reality works. This is reality right here. Look at this flat surface. This is you. You go in all directions here. See? Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so you see stuff in three-dimensional, right? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Above is another dimension. In that dimension is where the universe or your higher self resides. Now, if the higher self is looking down on you from up, you can see from here to here to here. You can't see all points because you're confined to limitation with your 3D mindset. So what I'm showing him, I said, look, man, your higher self is seeing something that you can't see and is preparing you for something better. So when disappointments or stuff happen in your life, you have to understand that there's something bigger happening and go with the flow, and don't try to push or try to like control stuff. Because from up above, I can see this entire timeline. I can see my birth, middle, death, everything in between, all collapsed at the same point. If I'm in this timeline, there's no way I can see that far. But because there's a spiritual part of you, it has access to all of this stuff. Okay? And if you think this is a bunch of, what do you call it? Pseudoscience, or you want to think this is a bunch of spiritual talk, well, I got news for you, because I could show you in the world of quantum mechanics and how what we call quantum loop gravity works to show you how actual reality works. So let's go into that. First of all, there are infinite densities or multiples of you and this universe. This is called multiverse. Okay? So, within this multiverse, there exist different dimensions. Let's talk about you, for example, as a human being. As a human being, I'm sure you hear the statement all the time, multi-dimensional being. So when someone says you're a multi-dimensional being, oh, it just sounds cool, man. I'm a multi-dimensional being, man. What does it actually mean when it says a multi-dimensional being? Oh, that's a new age talk, multi-dimensional being, spiritual. Oh, that's that new age stuff. They don't know, no. Well, these people who say that stuff, they are ignorant because they don't know the concept of how mind and matter or physics of the universe work. So let me break it down to you in layman's terms so I can show you how stuff works. All right, a multidimensional being. So you're a multidimensional being. So let me show you how a multidimensional being works. So let's look at water. Water can go in 3 phases. Water can be liquid, solid, and gas. When water is solid, it's ice, it's matter. It's liquid is another state. It's gas is another state. Those states are what we call different dimensions as well. So you have different dimensional vortex that water can accumulate in. Right? So you get that? All right. Next point. The body. So look at your body. So you're physical, right? You touch yourself, you're physical. So you're in a 3D dimension because you can interact physically. But let's go inside your body to show you that. So they have one dimension of physicality. Now let's enter the inner part of your body to show you another dimension. So when you go into your body has cells. When you break those cells down, you form a molecule. When you break the molecules down, we get into the quantum world. We get into the actual building blocks of who you are. And that building block is actually transparent. Let me repeat that again. Transparent. Does anybody know what the word transparent means? Transparent means non-physical. I can go through it like this, like steam. So you're actually 2 dimensions at the same time. You're physical and you're transparent. You're empty. So somebody said you're empty. So Mark, how can I be a multidimensional being at the same time? How can I be physical and this at the same time? Well, here's what you need to know. Nothing is really physical. Physical is a term we just use to describe, make sense of our world. But what actually is more density. Look at reality as different densities of energy condensing. There's densities that become very compact and it forms solid or it looks material. And there's different densities that become uncompactified, which forms transparency. That is what your reality and your life is, my friends. So let me go back to my map of reality. Okay? It doesn't mean you can go through it. No, technically you can't go through it because there's forces that govern our universe, laws, electromagnetic force, the repulsion of different particles and atoms. They form different opposite charges which repel. But if one of those forces were turned off, technically you can go through it. So if the universe turned off the electromagnetic force, yes, you could walk through the wall and through the trees. And there's no, and science shows that. So look, so now you know, so now you have an idea of a dimension, right? So let's look at, you're in a 3D dimension. And above the 3 dimensions now, we go up to 11 dimensions. So there's 11 dimensions beyond the 3-dimensional world. 4 dimension is what you call a tesseract. It's like time, but it's not really time. It's just seeing things more on the aspect. Then we go into the 5th and the 6th dimension. The 6th dimension is where you want to be. Because in the 6th dimension is where the higher self resides. Because in the 6th dimension, past, present, and future are all one. See, higher self, look, past, present, future, but they're all one because I can see the same thing. That's where you live, your higher version live. So it can see from things from different perspective in time lineage, in time variant. Okay? So why is that important? Well, that's important because when you go from the 6th to the 7th dimension, we enter the world now of multiplicity or multiverse, where there's different versions of your existence happening right now. So here's what you need to know when it comes to manifesting or changing your life. Okay? Number 1 is this. When most people are manifesting stuff, what they try to do is they try to change their reality to match their manifestation. No, you don't do that. You're going to create resistance. Let me give you an example. When someone look outside and say, man, I got this vision in my head, but my current life isn't the way I want it to be. So they're trying to change the reality. It doesn't work that way. Let me show you what's actually happened. Every single human being, you are constantly shifting into multiple dimensional realities every single time of your life. Right now, you're switching a reality and you don't even realize it because the shift happens faster than the speed of light. So there's no way you can sense it. I'll use the lottery as an example so I can run this home to you. So when someone's playing the lottery, right, and they want to win the lottery, you know what they do? They buy this ticket. Someone says the 8th dimension. Yeah, in the 8th dimension, nothing exists in the 8th dimension. The 8th dimension is all energy and nothing. There's no thing that can exist in the 8th dimension. It's a neutral observation dimension. The 9th dimension and up, you can exist stuff. But what people do, let's use the lottery. So when someone buys a ticket, say they buy a quick pick, you know what they do? They say, man, I hope this is the winning number. Maybe I'll win. So what they're doing is they're buying that ticket with hopes of manifested in this dimension or this reality. That's not how you do it. Here's how you do it. When you buy the ticket, whatever the quick pick number is, remember, because every possible outcome has already happened. So that ticket you have in your hand is a winner already in another parallel dimension. So what you want to do is you want to shift to the dimension that that ticket has already won, instead of trying to take that ticket and make it this dimension. So how do you do that? It's very simple. It's a state of mind. All you have to understand is, okay, when I buy this ticket, I'm going to shift into the dimension where this ticket is already a winner. See, I take out the hope, and now I focus on this ticket already being a winner. That will put me into that dimension to win. So I'll show you in real time. You know, when I won the lottery, right? People would think, oh man, Mark won it. I didn't win the lottery in my dimension, in my reality. The way I won the lottery is I shift to a reality that the ticket was a winner. But what happened is, see, reality, it looked like the regular reality to me because I could see my friends and my thing, everybody. But let me show you how stuff works. There could be a slight change in that reality that no one would ever pick up, but I still shift reality. There could be a particle in the cloud that changed dimension. There could be an ant on the floor that moved west instead of east. I could notice that. There could be a guy in the Philippines. He's cleaning his room and a piece of straw broke off the broom. I shift to. There's so many things that could happen, but to me, it looked like I was in my regular reality. Think about every possible outcome. If the tree blows a different way, if the branch breaks another, it's another reality I switched into. But I would never notice that. Because I just think, because everyone's around me and still look the same to me. That's how reality and the universe work. You know, some people, this may shock a lot of people, because some people look around and say like, what? But now there's actually scientific evidence shows this in theory and plausible, and now they're a short way away from now. Did you know they're actually now pretty soon they can create parallel universes in the laboratory? They're to that point very soon in the near future. I say 5 to 10 years from now, they'll actually be able to create a mini bubble parallel multi-universe in a laboratory. Okay? So the point you got to understand, guys, is that you're constantly shifting. Someone says, I'm at the fifth dimension? Because I feel misunderstood. So with now, when you take people into account of this, people are actually shifting as well. Because people's emotions and their energy change. Some people will like you today, some people won't like you tomorrow. But you have to understand that you can't take that personal, and you can't blame yourself and think that you're manifesting that. Got it? How to what? Someone says, how to remove expectation when manifesting. You do not want to remove expectation when manifesting. You want to remove attachment when manifesting. You have to expect what you want is going to come in, but you cannot be attached to how or when it's going to come in. So the real question is, how can I remove attachment? Because the expectation is what's going to create the faith for you to get into your universe. Someone says, Sticky, who's the Sticky 774? I told my son about you and he won the lottery. Yep, the lottery and all that stuff, guys, is because in every single reality, there's an outcome happening. For if you buy a ticket and you see random numbers on a ticket, a quick pick, that ticket won in some multiverse already. You just got to get there to bring it and then change and just shift into this that reality. Shift into reality is very easy. We do it naturally, guys. because we are multidimensional, because we have transparent particles. People think there's a big thing about reality and shift. All reality is just different energy densities, and then when we get into it, that reality, our consciousness forms a perception of that reality. You do it every single day. You shift realities billions of times per second. Repeat that. You're shifting realities billions of times per second. Different versions per second. Because reality and these different dimensions or different outcomes of you are very infinite. Yeah, quantum science shows you that. Quantum science shows you that who you are is this, nothing. You're a particle. You're an electron. Then you become a molecule. Then you become a cell. Then you become primitive bacteria. Then you become human. Then you develop the consciousness. It kicks in. But the source of who you are is really nothing, man. It's just strands of energetic components moving around in this thing. And then what happens is your intellect mind, or the way you observe something, affects a field. So you ever heard the term collapse the wave function? You ever heard it say that in physics? Like, what does he mean? You have to collapse the wave function. You ever heard of the double slit experiment? So what's all this jargon concept talk, Mark? What does they mean by that? What do they mean by collapse the wave function to form reality? What do they mean by my thoughts create my reality? What does all that mean, Mark? Well, let me show you in layman's terms what that means. So here's how this stuff works. So before anything comes into a physical sense, it gets stuck in what's called like a limbo state. So that means electron is both a particle and nothing at the same time. Now when the electron is a particle, it means it's something physical, like object. When it's nothing, now listen, it doesn't mean nothing. Nothing means now, it means it's in a superposition where it is all the other possible outcomes. So it's like going over all the possible outcomes that could happen to you. So you have one, that's the particle, and at the same time it's just switching all different dimensional realities of you. That's called superposition. Now what happens is your ability to observe something will freeze that electron to form a definite position. So it'll come out of the superposition and bring you into a reality. So it's going through all the realities, rich, poor, sad, rich, poor, all type of stuff you could happen, love, da da da. There's all these different realities, da 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 da. And then you observe something, boom, one reality where you're rich, da 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 da. Boom, one reality where I'm poor, da 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 da. One reality you're the president, da da da. One reality this, one reality where you just everything is normal, just like who you are, but your eyelash is just a little smaller. One reality where everything is exactly the way you are, but your fingernail is just a little bit higher, and you'll never notice that. We're talking deep stuff here, man. That's what's happening right now. So when someone says, oh, collapse the wave function, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about your ability, because your consciousness observes something and it collapses. So do you hop in and out of different realities to teach your lessons? Yes, in this reality, I'm teaching you. In another reality, everything's exactly the same. On the seat right here is a tiny bit of stain that you can't see. In another reality, this thing right here has a little thread on it. In another reality, there's a little piece of my hat that's missing. In another reality, and I could go on and on and on and on and on. Another reality, my skin tone just a little bit different right here. Another reality, I have all these hairs on my arm, but there's an extra hair right here. That's right. All this is going on and on and on, over and over, and you never know. So now you get an idea, like, man, I'm a powerful person here. I didn't know I could do all this stuff, man. Yeah, you didn't know that because they don't teach you that stuff. It's not on the agenda to let you know that stuff. Who wants you to know, man, that you could do stuff like that, man? I can't control you if you could do stuff like that. I can't get you to be in in compliance with me. How do you stop doubting after you manifest? I feel a closeness in my heart. So the first thing about doubting stuff is, first of all, doubting is natural. So it's a natural part when you're going to manifest something to feel some kind of uncertainty about it. All right? That's natural because, you know, you have an ego, and your ego is a part of the mind that's trying to figure out when or how something's going to occur. So when you're going to doubt something, it's okay. So the question is, all right, how can I get my doubt to stop? Well, that's what you want to do. So here's what you got to understand. Whenever you go manifest in something, there's two things at play at all times. There's you, the conscious observer, the ego, and then there's you, the higher version or the subconscious that can't see doubt. Okay? So what you have to understand is doubt is coming from a state of lack because it can't see that. Doubt is coming from your conscious logical mind. So when you feel doubt, just realize that that doubt isn't true. That's how simple it is. Because remember, I got to go back to my thing again. Hold on. Let me go back again because I want you to get this. Here's my reality stuff. Remember now, higher self can see all the stuff. My ego can only see like beep, 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 beep. See, my ego can only see a little bit of stuff. My ego can't go over here and see that. So while I'm doubting is because I can't see the entire timeline, but my higher self can. So therefore, I innately now know that my manifestation is going to come true, and that's where I have faith. That's where faith comes in. That's where you got to have the faith. The faith is what will get you to overcome the doubts. So that's how you overcome doubt, by understanding it's an illusion, it's not real, it's just your ego trying to protrude something, to see something, and then know that the faith is that I know what I manifest is going to come true no matter what because I'm focusing on it. Now another key component to manifesting that people don't do, people lose their focus when they want to manifest something. People will try to do something and they get a little setback and they lose their focus and they switch to something else because somewhere down the line they're waiting for it to come at a certain time and they don't see any results. So because they don't see any results, they think it's not going to happen. But again, I got to show people how the universe works, how reality works. See, your first mistake is you accepted that time is something that's controlling your life. You've accepted that you live in a world where there is hours and minutes and seconds, and there's past, present, and future. There's night, there's day, and there's months and years. You've accepted all that stuff, and that is what puts the monkey in the wrench for you, because all of that stuff doesn't work in how reality works. And again, we can go to quantum physics. Did you know in quantum physics, the past, the present, and the future are all the same? They're all happening at one time. You can go back into the past, you can go back into the future in quantum physics. So the fact that you think time is this thing, it's not. It's one compact moment, but there's just different points around the same sphere. The past. Listen, the only reason you think of the past is because you have a memory of the past. If you didn't have memory, everything would be one continuous moment. The only reason is your brain is telling you there's a past because it has memories. But in reality, the past is just a moment in the same time. But your brain remembers it as 1952, 2001, whatever. It gives you these months, which is all baloney, it's not true. And then the future, your brain is doing that again. Your brain is protruding a future because it uses the past. It remembers the past. I remember Monday, Tuesday, so therefore got to be a next Monday, Tuesday. And your brain is throwing something out again. But the only thing that only really matters is that I know that in this moment, I am seeing the past and the future, and my brain is doing all this stuff. And the only thing that's real that I can do is in this moment. So the only real time there is now. The only time I can do something is now. I can't do anything when my brain is in the future, and I can't do anything in the past. And that's very key to understand because it's a trickery of your mind. So when you're going to manifest something, you're going to expect something, you got to understand, you got to take time out of the equation. So good. So someone says, now I have a bit of understanding of how quantum works. Yes, that's you're seeing how the world works. And you remember now, from the molecular must affect the big stuff. Nothing ever happens in the big picture. Everything happens behind the scenes in the little stuff. It's the little things that you can't see that makes the biggest impact in your life. It's the little things that are invisible to you that changes the trajectory of your entire life. Right? How do I break out of state of mind? What? How do I break out of the state of mind so I can do it? Well, yeah, to break out of the state of mind is to just understand what I'm just showing you guys and teaching you guys how reality works, and to just to understand that your reality is not the only one, and that whatever your mind can conceive, it can create it. That's how you're going to get out of this, like the stuck stuff. If someone says, just see freedom as freedom can only be found in your mind. That's correct. Everything can only be found in the mind. The mind is the collapse of the wave function in the physics term. Your mind collapses you to perceive or see reality a certain aspect. Because remember what I said, you're constantly shifting realities billions of times per second. And there's no way you can sense that, because you can't see every minute changes in everything around you. Literally impossible. Okay? Meditation. Someone should start with meditation. Meditation will help you to open that up. And now the big thing is you want to now connect. This is where you want to be, because all of you have this. So look reality. You're here. But remember, there's this thing here. There's this being above here that can see everything. That's where you want to be. You want to link up with that being up above, your higher self, that can show you how to maneuver in the reality. So I think that's where a lot of people get lost. A lot of people don't know that they have this innate part of them that exists. They don't know they have this power or this higher self that is always there, like showing them stuff. The reason why they don't know this is because they were conditioned to cut that out. They were conditioned to focus on a 3D aspect of the world. From they were growing up, they only were taught to see things as physical, objective stuff. They weren't conditioned and shown how nature of reality works, how reality is malleable, how none of this stuff is actually physically real, how there's different parallel versions, multiverse, how quantum law works, and how spirit, mind, and body interact, and how you can have intuition to change the spectrum of your world. Nobody showed them this stuff. So, but when they discover it, that's when their life changed. Someone says, why were we taught that? Someone says, I listened to who Joe Dispenza too. Okay, right. Yeah, I think Joe Dispenza, he did what he did was he cured himself. He would have like some kind of paralyzing, again, the mind, right? Placebo effect, where the mind can cure the body. So it just shows you that everything is really mind over matter. Matter is mind, vice versa. Can you heal relationships with family? Yeah, you can heal relationships with family, but you have to heal yourself first. In order to heal someone, you have to be healed first. You can't heal someone if you're unhealed, or if you have very emotional stuff. Because again, the thing about, okay, now here's the next big thing about manifesting keys here. Here's the next big thing, okay? And this is where people mess up a lot. See, the law of attraction, it can really mess up your life in the wrong way, because a lot of people are taught wrong how to use it. So there's a lot of people out here right now that are using the law of attraction, and they're getting the opposite of what they want, because they don't know how to operate the law the correct way. And let me show you how you operate the law the correct way so you could change that. If you're someone struggling right now with the law of attraction, or spiritual stuff, or trying to get your mind correct, or try to get into your true power and be awakened and all that stuff, let me show you how to change that. because this is where a lot of people messed up. All right. So what people think is, like, when they use the law of attraction, they believe because they attract what they think, and that's what they're going to get. No. You never attract what you think. You attract what you are. I repeat that. You never attract what you think about, guys. You're only going to attract what you are. Now, this gets confusing, because here's where people mess up, because they don't get this part. So they're saying, well, I'm confused. Aren't I supposed to think about what I want? Yes, you're supposed to think about what you want. That activates it. But you manifest what you really are internally. Let me give an example. Here's an example of how it works. Let's say you are someone that you are manifesting a new job, maybe a new house, or more money. That's what you're doing. So every night you're thinking and you're da-da-da. But your current state, where you're at in this present moment, is you're broke, you don't have a lot of money, and you're in lack. So now you're trying to attract the very thing that you want, right? But you're the opposite of what you don't want. That's where people mess up the law of attraction. So by the very act of trying to manifest that stuff, they think they're doing it the right way, but what they're doing, they're just manifesting more of what they are, which is the lack, the scarcity, and the broke, because that's what their lives are. So you never attract what you want, you attract what you are. You see how that can mess so many people up? And then it gets even a little bit tricky now, because when they're doing that, they're going to create more resistance to push away what they want. I mean, you got to get that, because this is important. So would you like to know how to fix it? Because I can show you how to fix it. It's so easy to fix. That's the thing about us. We make things very complex when it's so simple. We make up these stuff like, you got to do that, you got to do. So let me show you how you fix that stuff. It's real easy. So how do I become what I want? So Mark just said, okay, you never attract what you want, you attract what you are. So in this state now, maybe how do I fix that, Mark? How can I? So here's what you do to change that. You make peace with where you're at right now. That's it. You accept the fact, okay, I'm broke. I don't have what I want right now, and it's okay. You accept that. Now you're going to start to change what you are. Because now you accept that you're at peace with it. The more you think about it, the more the vibrations are going to change to match the thing you think about. You become that now. So as you become at peace with it, you know what happens when you become at peace? You know what the next step to peace is? You start to become happy. You start to become focused. When you become happy and focused, now you attract what you want, because you become that, you are it now. Now you're going to get the money. Yes, gratitude, you show gratitude. Now money's going to come to you. Now success and all stuff, because you've changed your DNA. You became what you are. Voila. That's how it fixes. You don't have to go like buy a course to show you how to do that stuff. You don't have to go into like a 6 or 8 week course to do that stuff. You just do it right now. You just look around and say, damn, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not where I want to be. That's okay right now. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to find a way to be grateful. I'm going to see what's good stuff I have going on in my life. It's going to change your chemistry now. That's wealth. That's success. Look, here's the matrix, how the matrix fool you, man. The matrix fool you by telling you wealth and success is tied to money. That's not what wealth and success is, man. Wealth and success is the ability to be at peace and to be happy more than not happy, and being more not peace. That's really wealth and success. Because when you're grateful and you're at peace or you're happy, that's called wealth and success. That derives and brings money to you. So if you're someone that you're at peace a lot and you're happy, you're very successful. Money has nothing to do with success, guys. Money is a tool. That's how the matrix fool you, man. You think like, oh, I gotta get this money. I gotta get this lifestyle. I'll be successful. Try that. So many people try that, and guess what? They get a lot of money. They get all the lifestyle. They're still depressed and unhappy. Matter of fact, they're even worse. They're more depressed. They're more unhappy. Now they start to do substances. Now they start to take drugs. Now they start to get more, because they're searching. They're looking for that missing thing that was already in them. That's the matrix, guys. You got to get out of that. Wealth and success is being peaceful, accepting yourself, and happy. That's where you're going to get money. Money's going to come from that stuff. So the question is, why were we taught this way, man? Why were we always seem like we're taught the opposite? Why weren't this shown to me that all I have to do that? The bottom line, the reason that this stuff wasn't taught to you guys is because we live in a world that there's some people want to control. Everyone, they want an agenda. They want people to live a certain way, and they want people to view reality a certain way. They want to be on top, and they want to have people on the bottom. That's just the world we live in. So they're not going to teach you this stuff because it's going to mess up their agenda. I can't have you being on top with me, man. I need to be on top, and I need some peasants below. That's how the matrix works. So that's why you weren't taught this stuff. And I mean, you're lucky if you're taught this. Like, if you find my teachings on my channel, you're one of the lucky ones. You're one of the chosen ones. You're like winning the lottery, because this stuff is not going to be broadcast on national TV, on da-da-da-da. There's a lot of teachers out there teaching this. So if you're lucky to find someone that teaches this and show you how the mind and quantum physics, the subconscious, man, consider yourself winning the lottery, because you ain't going to get this nowhere else. Right? And then when you learn it, you got to go teach other people. It's like you get the jewels, you got to pass the jewels on. So that's why you weren't taught this. So now you understand when I say now, you attract what you are, not what you want. So embody what you are. So if you want to have money, if you want to be wealthy, find peace, find gratitude, and be happy. That's money. Man, you're going to be surprised how money is going to run to you. Because you know what money is? Money is an energy. It's connected. It's going to run to you. People are going to come out and give you money. You have a business, whatever. Money is a lease. It's going to find you like that. Because you've embodied the vibration of what you want. See how that works? All right, so the next part of the manifesting keys is we have to talk about a frequency and a vibration. So does anybody know the difference between a frequency and a vibration? Because I know a lot of you guys here like manifest, you talk about, oh, my vibration and my frequency. Can someone tell me the difference? What is a frequency and what is a vibration? Because you hear it all the time. Man, I got to get my frequency. I got to raise my vibration. So anybody here, what's a frequency and what is a vibration? Someone here got to let me know that. I know a lot of you guys are very smart, intelligent. Mark, is it true that money is the same frequency as love? No. Love is a different frequency. So can anyone tell me what's the difference? What is a frequency and what is a vibration? Frequencies are from the brain. Someone says frequencies from the brain. Someone says frequency, external, vibe, internals. Frequency is a state of being. Vibration is the movement of the atoms. Frequency is how fast it goes. Okay. So I'm going to show you in layman's terms. So when you get this, you will always know forever. So let me show you. I'm going to make it very simple so you can follow this chart. So here's how it works. So frequencies are already set. So when the universe began, frequencies were they're already there. So a frequency is a constant state of being. Got that? So right, okay, we get that. A frequency is a constant state of being. A vibration is a constant state of not being. A vibration is an oscillating state. You're constantly moving in and out. A frequency stays put. Okay? So when the universe began, every single frequency you want exists. So look at it like this. There's a frequency for money. state of being, a frequency for love, state of being, a frequency for super intelligence. So all these frequencies already exist. So you don't have to do anything for frequency. Your job is the vibration part, because the frequency already exists. So remember this: a frequency is a constant state of being. A vibration is a constant state of oscillation. I'm going moving up and down. In other words, a vibration is always looking to find a frequency. Like a radio, correct? Someone says like a radio, yeah. Yeah, a radio is a great analogy. You have a radio, and there's already these channels out in the radio, right? You got jazz, rap. You don't have to make that. That stuff already exists. So you have to just tune, which is the vibration. So you're tuned to the jazz 96.1. So you have the code, the correction code. You're tuned to that station. So your body is like a tuner. So look at your body as a radio, and look at the frequency as those radio towers that already exist. So to make it easy for you, because a lot of people are trying to like do frequency and vibration. Oh, I gotta get my. Don't worry about the frequency. The frequency is set and done already. Your job is to find the type of frequency you want. How do I find the type of frequency I want, Mark? Very simple. Decide what you want. Hey, I want more money. There's a frequency for that. Okay, I'm ready to become successful. Okay, I'm ready to find love. Okay, I'm ready to ready to be more happy. I'm ready to cure my depression. I'm ready to be more healthy. There's all frequencies for that. Now all you gotta do is decide. Like a radio, when you want to listen to the radio, what you gotta do? You gotta turn the radio. They gotta turn the damn radio on, man. You gotta power the radio, right? That's all you gotta do. The radio's not gonna work unless you turn it on. But when you turn the radio on, now you got to go find the channel. So, first, turn your radio on. Decide, this is what I want. Okay, once the radio's on, the frequencies are set. Now, the vibration is what you want to work on. So we have to work on getting our vibration to find the right frequency. Because as I said, there's all these different frequencies out there, man. And they all got codes, just like the radio. 96.1, 92.2, 93.3. They all got codes. But let me show you how great the universe is. See, the universe helps you find frequencies by giving you the code. What are the code? Synchronicities. The numbers you see all the time that are following you, man. You see the 1, 1, the 2s, the 3s, the 4. That's the universe showing you the radio station you got to lock in. It's saying, hey, man, money's 888. Miracles is 777. Focus more on what you want is 666. There's a great change is 555. 4. See, it's like showing you. So when people see these numbers, they say, oh yeah, but people don't adjust their vibration to the frequency. Okay. So I'll ask you another question. In order to get to your frequency, you have to elevate your vibration. So can someone tell me some ways that I can raise my vibration to get to a frequency, let's say, of money, success, or love? What are some things that I can do, that you can do, that will tune me get into my frequency? Can anyone tell me some stuff? How do I raise my vibration? Because that's what you got to do. Like I said, don't worry about the frequencies. They're there. Someone says meditation, affirmation, good gratitude, appreciation, music, dancing. Yup, see, all of you are already on the game. You're already in it. You already know what's going on. That's right. So let me ask you this. Is there a more powerful way that I could raise my vibration? Because all those are good. Is there something like more powerful? You said gratitude, love, gratitude, meditation, sunlight. Some people saying feeling good. Is there something that's more powerful that maybe I can use to get to my frequency? Faith, good, yeah. Good, all those good. Sleep, yep. Right. Wait, let's go back down. Somebody said the most powerful thing here. That's the most powerful way to get your vibration up. Who's this person? Let me see if I can see here, because this is transparent. This is who? Trina416. Visualization. Visualization is the most powerful tool to raise your vibration. So all of those are good, but if you want one that will get you there a lot faster, or get you, whatever, not faster, but will have a high impact on your success, is the ability to visualize. Now look, I know there's some people who have aphantasia where they can't see images in their head, but you can still visualize, because you have what's called your smartphone. You can take your phone and you can go on your phone and you can make an album. And you can put all the stuff in your phone that you want to manifest. And then you could just skim through your phone every night right before you go to bed. And you can close your eyes and you can fall asleep. And you can do that. So I got a next question for you guys, because you guys look like you're some expert manifestors here. So let me see if I can stump you here. I got another question for you. Vision boards. Yes, vision boards. So now you just learned something new, or maybe you don't know. Maybe you knew before, but visualizing is the one of the top, along with gratitude and self-talk. So those are your top 3 to raise your vibration. All right. So now, when it comes to raising your vibration, man, I just lost my thought. I was going to ask that question. Let's see if I can pick it back up here. Vision boards, visualizing, more powerful. Okay, yeah. So okay. So can someone tell me why? Why would visualizing be the most powerful way to raise your vibration to get what you want? I'm going to give you a tip. Okay, here's a tip. It has to do with your brain, how your brain works with your mind. That's my tip. Because you got to remember, the brain and the mind is what creates all this stuff. So can someone tell me, why would visualization be considered the most powerful? Someone says, is visualization more powerful than gratitude? No. What gratitude does, gratitude puts you in a state of receiving. Visualization will help you to target something. And if I say this, I'll give the answer. But I don't want to give the answer. But I'll make sense. I'll show you in a minute. So can someone tell me why visualization is the more powerful? Oh, I think somebody got it here. Let's see who this is. This is the $1 billion goddess. She's got it. But I'd like someone to expand more on this. So the $1 billion goddess says the brain works with images. Okay, now you're getting hot. So what part of the brain works with images? What are we talking? So where's the images coming from? Someone says, yep, so you got the answer. It's the programs of, so we got Yummy Yum 945 says it's training the unconscious mind. It programs the subconscious. Yes. So the reason why visualizing is so powerful in reaching the frequency you want is because it works through your unconscious mind. Now remember this. Everything that you get into your life comes through your subconscious mind. So when you visualize something, you're speaking the language of the thing that creates and manifests stuff for you. That's why it's so powerful. Because when you can see an image, your subconscious gets convinced that it's actually happening. Therefore, your subconscious goes. Now remember, there's only one part of you that there's only one part that knows all those frequencies. How to get there? It's your unconscious mind. You can't get there. You don't know how to get there because intellectually, you're limited in your capacity to process information in your conscious. Your subconscious is unlimited. So your subconscious knows where all the radio stations at. It knows the exact address to the T. It'll give you the code. So if you can do stuff to get your subconscious mind, then your vibration will raise a lot higher, which then will match you with the frequency of what you want. So it's a very simple process. So for example, if I want to get more money, what do? I visualize what money look like. I visualize what stuff to make me feel good. I pictures with things that represent money, stuff like that. So my subconscious sees that, and my subconscious knows I want the frequency of money. If I want love, I do watch stuff that shows love, things that whatever represents for you. My subconscious goes and get that for me. If I want health, same thing. Watch stuff, program, do stuff. My body's, my subconscious. Okay, he wants more healthy. Boom, boom, boom. I become embodied with the very stuff I want. Yeah, your brain does not know the difference between imagination and reality. Wait, did you know that though? Did any of you guys know that? That literally, listen, I want to show you something. And the Matrix do a good job of tricking you with this. It's in front of your face. Did you know that your brain can't tell the difference between what is real or imagined? Did you know that? So what does this guy mean by that? Let me tell you what I mean by that. When you go to the movies, right, and you're watching a movie, you know intellectually that the movie is fictional. Like the bad guy, all that stuff isn't real. But your brain doesn't know that. That's why people jump at the scary movie. That's why people sweat. That's why people cry. Because their subconscious is giving them the emotion. Their subconscious thinks it's real. Remember, it's your subconscious that creates your world. So what does it say about imagination? Imagination is the world. Remember, this goes back to the fundamental laws of quantum physics that I'm showing people, that your world is made up. It's all imagination. It's all densities of energy. It's like a video game. You see how everything goes back? Right? The Matrix will have you believe otherwise. What the Matrix want from you, they want you to believe that your world is solid and there's not much you can do. It is what it is. This is the cards you were dealt with. You better suck it up and take it. That's what the Matrix wants you to think. That's why they gave you conformity of time. That's why they gave you structure, which is good. You need structure, but that's why they put you with the clock. They give you the clock time. They put a clock on your hand. They put the clocks everywhere. They create fake calendar. They create some names of months. They create some names of weeks from some Greek gods and some Greek stuff and some Constantine. And they create our religion. And they put all this packages up for you. And they put you in this little world. So when you were born, you became a baby. You popped out into this fake world that's corrupted by the Matrix. And they stuck you in it. And they put you with they paste a number on you. This is your social security number. This is your identification number. Now you're a number. They gave you a fake name. Hi, your name is Mark. Your name is John. They gave you fake all this. They gave you a fake personality. And they shove you along on a conveyor belt. Next, 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 next. And they give you the school system to even to brainwash you even more. They send you into the school, then they send you to the university, and they do all this stuff. Man, by the time you get out, man, your mind's all quacked up, man. You don't even know who you are. Talk about playing you. You don't even, they got to spin you around like this. They're so good at it that they make you fight for them. What do I mean by that? They make you defend the very thing that's holding you back. Yeah, they make you... Hey, you ever seen that movie Free Guy? Who's seen that movie Free Guy? Free Guy, that's a good movie to watch. I'm going to show you how the Matrix play people. You ever seen the movie Free Guy? Who's that guy? Who's the guy in there? He's, what's his name? Reynolds something. Free Guy. You ever seen that movie Free Guy, right? Ryan, yes. Ryan Reynolds, right? Movie Free Guy. Go watch Free Guy, guys. That's like a documentary. So whoever made that movie knew how the Matrix worked, and they were just trying to low key put it out to you guys. But let me show you how the Matrix play you against yourself, to show you, to make you to defend the very thing that's holding you back. So there's a part in the Free Guy when he was in the bank with his buddy. So Ryan Reynolds was trying to get his friend to escape the Matrix. So he put on these glasses, right? And he told his friend, he says, look, man, bro, I got to wait for us to get out where you can be more happy, have a successful life, make more money if you just put these glasses on. But his friend was so propagandaed by the Matrix and so brainwashed by the Matrix, his friends stopped and was like, put these glasses on, man, and you're gonna have your best life ever. You won't have to work and like be a robot again. He showed his friend. You know what his friend did? His friend was like, nah, man, I ain't putting them glasses on. It's meant to be, man. This is my life, man. Why would I want to change it? I'm just going to go 9 to 5. I'm going to get my little money. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to repeat it. I don't want all that stuff. It's not right. Someone's trying to help you to escape and show you the best life. You're fighting the person that's trying to help you. That's what the Matrix do, man. They program you against the light workers, the people who are trying to help you to open your eyes. You're fighting them. The people who are trying to make you successful and show you how this world works, you're fighting them. You're calling them New Age wax. You're calling them pseudoscience. You're calling them blah, blah, blah. You're calling them all this stuff. And they're the ones that can truly see through the matrix. They're the ones that are trying to help you, man. They're the ones that are trying to change your life. And you're still stuck in this rut, and you're calling them because the matrix tell you that. Oh, it's a bunch of New Age. Oh, they don't follow that. Oh, that's pseudoscience. Oh, that's metaphysics. Oh, the mind don't work like that. Get up with reality. Go get an education. Go to school. Stick with your job. It is what it is. These are cards you were dealt. The people who are trying to help you, the matrix got you fighting against them. That's why you call those the chosen ones. That's why people say you're a starseed, you're a chosen one. Because you're the one that's trying to wake up the people. But the matrix, man, got these people so brainwashed, man. And they don't understand. The reason they don't understand is because their mind has been so corrupt by what they see in the 3D world, and because of how their subconscious mind works. Your subconscious mind takes everything literally, and it stores it away as a memory. So some of these people, even though they want to change, they can't ever change, because they're going to constantly be reminded by two things: their conscious mind and their subconscious mind, which creates what's called cognitive dissonance. Okay, let's see who's smart here. Can someone tell me what cognitive dissonance is? What is cognitive dissonance? Any psychologists here? Maybe some of you guys are psychologists. You should know this. The mind will create cognitive dissonance. Anyone know what that is? Cognitive dissonance. Someone says, well, when your mind and body do not align. Well, not necessarily. Let's see. You'll get one more, and I'll tell you in layman's term what cognitive dissonance is. It's when the inside doesn't match your outside. Yes. So here's what cognitive dissonance is. Cognitive dissonance is that even though you're presented with the truth or the fact, it's called change your paradigm, your mind will find reasons in your reality to show you otherwise. So the mind will create an illusion in its own mind to convince itself of the lie or whatever it's living. That's called cognitive dissonance. So even though you know intellectually that this is true and this is fact and I see evidence, your mind won't allow you to see it. Your mind will project other stuff to rebuttal that. So that's called cognitive dissonance. That's how powerful the mind is. The conscious and the subconscious will work together to keep the same show running. The matrix do that to you. Called cognitive dissonance. That's why most of these people find it hard to believe and to change their life, because they see evidence of the contrary, because their mind shows it to them. The mind will manifest and say, look, this isn't real. Look, see, look at that. Let me give you an example of what cognitive dissonance is in the matrix, in the people. Here's what cognitive dissonance is. See, check this out. So a lot of people are, when you go to school and when you go to college, right? So you think oh, I'm going to be like this or that. You're actually being trained to do a specific something. They're training you to do something. They're not training you to be a free thinker or to get your stuff. They're training you to have a one-track mind. So if you didn't know that, now you do know that. College and stuff like that, they don't train you to expand your mind. They actually train you to shrink your mind and have a one-track mind and focus on one thing. Example, you go to school to be an accountant. You go to school to be a doctor. Now, you need all those stuff because the matrix created all that stuff. But my point is, I'm showing big picture. People think going to college, oh, expand my mind. No, it's to shrink your mind to think one way, to one track. Take an accountant. An accountant be very smart, but they don't have any common sense. They don't know how reality works. They don't, you see, there are people like that. So, okay. So what the matrix does, so now you go to school and you have this one-track mind. Okay? Now, so let me show you how this works in cognitive dissonance now. So now, say everybody goes to school, everybody's working, okay? Now, what happens now, everybody's working, people are making around the same salary. So a lot of people are struggling. So it's natural that everybody you know, they're struggling, right? Your friend is struggling. Everybody's talking about, man, I got to get enough for next paycheck. Can you spot me? Can I get a payday loan? That becomes normal to your reality. Man, your friend comes up to you, bro, the struggle is real, man. man, they don't give me 40 hours. I can't pay this. Yeah, you feel good because you say, oh, everybody's experiencing the same thing. So you think the world is like that. You say, oh, so this is natural. It's natural for people to struggle. It's natural for people to be poor and broke and not make their ends meet. So because you see everybody around you doing it, you see maybe your family, your friends, your cousin, your friends, everybody's struggling the same. So in your mind, you say that's life, that's the world. No, my friend, you're being played. That's the matrix. You can't see outside of people like sleeping and making money while they sleep. You can't see someone pushing a button on their computer and make $300,000 in a trade. You can't see none of that stuff. You can't see people traveling or just chilling or just manifesting and not working 9 to 5 and like busting their ass. None of that applies to you. That world doesn't exist. So when someone comes up to you now and says, yo, or you can't see someone that's always happy, have a peaceful mind, and they're always contented. You can't see that because you're like, bro, how the hell can you be like this person that's always positive and happy, man? Don't you see people are struggling? You can't see that person. When that person comes into your life and tries to show you something and say, hey, man, I got to wait for you to get out. I could show you something. I could show you a trick to get you out so you can make more money. You can have more fulfillment in your life. You can't believe that person because of cognitive dissonance. Because your mind knows what it knows. Your mind sees everybody around you struggling, so it calculates, who the hell is this person trying to rip me off? This person trying to play me? Bro, how the hell are you making all this money and have this good life? And listen, you show people evidence now. You show them. You say, look. And they see the cognitive, they know the facts, but the cognitive dissonance kicks in and says, he's lying. It can't be real. Because look at everybody around you. They're all struggling. What the hell makes this guy not struggle? Something is off. And so you pull away. You're like, nah, I'm good. And you're like, yo, I'm taking you to show you how to change your life. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I like my little job. I'll keep my little situation here. That's how the Matrix program you, man, from birth. It puts you in a class and put you with the people and make everybody struggle. Because if you don't notice, abundance is actually your birthright, people. You came here to manifest, to experience all this good stuff. Otherwise, you wouldn't have taste buds that could taste different tastes. You wouldn't have all these different sensory inputs. You wouldn't be able to live, to laugh, to enjoy happiness. You know, feeling good is your natural state, man. So if you can't understand that, you didn't come here just to pay bills and die and just to be depressed all the time and to let your mind eat you up and find your own mind attacking you. And that's not why you came here. That was placed on you through propaganda, through mainstream media, through religion, through the matrix, through schooling, through people, through cognitive dissonance. It creates this loophole and it puts you you're actually in a hypnotized trance. People don't even understand that. You're actually like a robot because your subconscious is operating all this stuff and your conscious is decoding it, but it thinks it's real because the subconscious influences the conscious mind because it gives the conscious mind emotions, which your conscious mind runs off of emotions. When somebody hits you, get upset because your conscious mind is ready. And then someone comes out and try to show you and say, look, this is all wrong, man. You're in a reality of the matrix, man. You can get out right now. You can go live the life of your dreams. You can make your own business. You can, even your job, you can turn your job into profit. You can be the person that make more money and be happy while living along people who are struggling. You can never see that because you look around and you say, but bro, all my friends are struggling. Something's off with you. You see how powerful that is? That's what I'm showing you. I'm showing you the big picture here. Some people call that the funnel of limitation. It's like a funnel. At the bottom of the funnel is like people that are stuck. As you go up the funnel, you get a little more enlightenment. And then the top of the funnel is where true enlightenment comes because you can get out the funnel. See, now you're out the funnel. You can look down on the people in the funnel. Remember now, the people in the funnel at the bottom, they can't see the top because they don't think it exists. Because everything around them is struggle and lack because that's all they see in their lives. And their minds became the cognitive dissonance. But yet above that funnel is different levels of the funnels. You got people who are one step above, people are So that's why you ever hear the saying of the 1%, like, oh, the wealth is about a 1%. Only 10% people control the wealth. Well, now you know why. Because those people, they know about that funnel. Some people can get out. Maybe you're one of those persons that got out. I think if all of you guys are watching my channel and my stuff, then most of you are on your way out, because that's what I teach. I teach people how to escape that stuff. So if you're watching this, you can relate to this and say, because probably you were once there, or you are there now, but you're on your way out because now you woke up and you're like, man, what this guy's saying is true, man. So it's a very sophisticated system of mind propaganda that the Matrix put on you. Now look, not for everybody. Some people are meant to stay in the Matrix now. So if you're happy with your 9 to 5 and you feel good, then that's fine. That's what you want. But if you're someone who wants more, if you're someone who's constantly thinking about, why am I here? What's the purpose of all of this? Then you're getting called to get out. There's just some people that are going to stay, and those people are what we call the NPCs. Just like in Free Guy, they call non-player characters. So there's just some people that are just fundamentally ingrained into the Matrix. Those are what you call your haters, the people that will like ridicule you, the people that go against what you're trying to show them. You call those NPCs. And then you have the bots, kind of like the NPCs, non-player characters and bots. Because the Matrix have to create it's a reality. They got to create stuff to show you. So you got people fighting for the Matrix. So you see how stuff work, right? And this is all happening in front of you, right before your eyes. What do you say today? What? Someone says, what do you say today look like compared to before I knew what to do? I don't understand that. Someone says it's like the movie, the Matrix movie. Yeah. Someone says movie. It's not a movie. Someone says a documentary. I think it was, who was that? Bruce Lipton said that. Yeah, but that's actually, guys, that's what's actually happening here. Is that every day you're being bombarded with subliminal stuff going on in your day-to-day that you have to really be aware of. Someone says go a day, then go a week without speaking negativity, your life will change for the better. That's absolutely correct. Why then do they show us their strategies in the movies? That's a great question. All right, so the reason why they show you this stuff in the movies is because they have to. They have to show you what they're about to do. And it's like they do this just to like play you, to show it, because they've been convinced that so many people are so stuck that even if they show you, you wouldn't get it. But there are some people that are getting it. So they'll have to show you like why we're doing this. Why am I programming you? They have to show you that. So that's why they put it out in the movies. And then there are some people now who, remember, we got a lot of independent filmmakers and people who are awake and enlightened, and they make movies to show you that stuff. So it's a two-part thing. So you got some people who are free will, who are doing it on their own, like the creators of the movie The Matrix, and the movie industry, they want to show you this stuff. They're like, hey, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, that's you. Yeah. Right? It's the law of karma, someone says. There are light workers in Hollywood too. Yes, there are light workers everywhere. There's billions of light workers on the planet. They also program you with movies, someone says. Yes, they program you with everything they can get you on. And that's one reason I don't watch TV. No, I stopped watching TV. Every time video I make, you hear me say that I don't watch it, because that's the biggest way they get to program you. Who is out of the Matrix mindset? What do you mean, who's out of the Matrix mindset? Who's they? That's a good question. So again, I think I talk about who's they. They are the people that control, that make the laws in your country. They're the people that control the information you receive through your media. So you can research and get down and you find maybe like 6 corporations or whatever but that's who they are. They are the people in power. They're the people that make the laws, decide the laws. They're the people that create the system, that tell you what you should earn. They're the people that tax you, tell you what you should pay in tax. They're the people that tell you what school. They are even your teachers and professors. Now I'll say this: some of your teachers and professors, they are unaware of this, so they're like being as pawns. So some of them don't even know because that's what they've been taught to teach you. But they're the main one. They're the people that control the mainstream media. That's who they are. Look, people think this is like, look, guys, this goes back thousands of years. This goes back when the Matrix was in his heyday. This started in Rome with Emperor Constantine. And I said this before. I said when the Bible was heavily redacted, Emperor Constantine, the Bible you have right now, that's all the Bible you have in your church and your religion, those have been heavily redacted. First of all, Constantine slashed 65 books. There are 65 books that he took out of the Bible that he didn't want you to know about. Let me repeat that. 65. Imagine what's in those books. What secrets is there to tell you? Now you're imagining some of those secrets. I bet you a lot of this stuff in the books is what I'm teaching you about, telling you about. Laws of the universe, mind stuff. He took 65 books off rip because he said, nah, I don't want people to know this. This is going against what I want. And he allowed certain things. One man shaped your perception of the Bible and religion. One man, Constantine. 65 books were... Would you like to know what some of those books were about? Because they're finding some of them now. I'll tell you one of them that was heavily redacted or taken out of the Bible. The afterlife, reincarnation. They don't want you to know about that. Reincarnation is an actual thing that happens. He took that out of the Bible. He said, no, I don't want people to know they're immortal and they could come back and they can do all this stuff. I don't want them to know that stuff. So they took out reincarnation and then they put in heaven and hell. Heaven and hell is made up. Do you know what the Greek word for hell actually means? Sheol, Hades, it basically just means man's common grave. There's no place that you're going to go burn in the lake of fire. That's a fear tactic. That was controlled by, that was given to the religion to control you, man. Again, some people won't get it. Some people may have cognitive dissonance. They may disagree with me. They may fight and say, oh, how could you say that? I mean, go do the research. You see facts. Where can we find those 65 books? You can find some of them. Gospel of Thomas, Book of Mary Magdalene. What's the other one there? Book of Enoch. Some of those stuff. You got some Dead Sea Scrolls. There's some of those stuff they're keeping. But if you do research, there's some of those. A majority of those are there. I think one person who's really good at that stuff is this guy. You could go check him out. I think his name is Greg Braden. He's really on top of that. So you go check. He'll break it down. He's an archaeologist and a physicist of science, and that's his job. Greg Braden just goes off and does all that stuff. So if you want to know more about stuff like that, check out Greg Braden. But yeah, they take out all your books, man. Do professional sports play a part in the Matrix? Of course. That's a huge part. It's a distraction part. The Matrix is a distraction thing, guys. Now, look, there's nothing wrong with professional sports. I mean, you know, I love basketball. I love watching the football and all this stuff. Yeah, but you got to understand what it is. It's really entertainment. And you know, some people get caught up with it. But everything in the Matrix is basically designed to... Look, bottom line is this. Look, a lot of stuff out there is just wants to keep your mind fickle. It's designed to keep your mind... unoccupied, like always looking. Because the thing about the mind is this. The thing about you is this. If you get time by yourself to like just chill, that's when all the truth coming to you. That's when downloads hit you and you start to realize, oh man, this is true. So a lot of stuff was designed to keep you from doing that. A lot of stuff designed from connecting you with yourself. For example, meditation. Everybody knows the power of meditation. Everyone knows how powerful meditation is. Yet today, it is still not mainstream. It's like a trickle in there. Everyone, the Matrix know all about meditation, but yet you'll never see it advertised mainstream wise. All people know it. There's scientific research. They did experiments that people did 5 years. Everyone knows the power of meditation. What else? Everyone knows the power of the placebo effect. Everyone knows the power of the mind and beliefs. How the mind, if you believe something in your mind, it changes your world. But no one spends time to emphasize and show you that. All they tell you about is placebo, but they don't tell you like how powerful it is. They walk it off like it's something casual. Yeah, we'll give one group the actual drug and we'll give another group the placebo. But people, it's going over people's head. People don't even think like, bro, wait a minute. Don't you stop and think like, wait a minute, hold up. You mean to tell me that you can give me a sugar pill and trick my mind to believe I'm healthy and it works? Why don't you tell me how to do this stuff regular? Then I can see they don't. Oh, it's a placebo. We'll give a sugar pill, and then it go real fast. They don't want to tell you. What's the most effective way to access the subconscious? Through images and spoken words. And then changing up your scenario, your scene, doing things that are uncomfortable, getting out of your comfort zone. Those are the most effective ways to get yourself. For example, if you're shy, get courage and speak up. Stuff like that will change your subconscious. You got to kind of force that to start. How would you organize your life to free of the matrix? That's a good question. Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to learn who you are. Because who you are, they've tricked you. They give you a whole bunch. So if anybody wants to know, here's the first thing you got to do. Okay, if you want to free yourself from the matrix and free your mind from the matrix and live your true potential of who you are, you have to understand, and here's what it is. I'm going to tell you right now, that abundance is your birthright. That's number one. Number two, you are a multi-dimensional being. Number three, your mind and body creates the world around you. Number four, you can't live by your name and your personality. That's fake. Your name is not John, Paul, Mark. That's the matrix government thing they give you. So that's the first step to understand, to learn the powers you have and understand who you are. Then you can start to free yourself from the matrix. You can't escape the matrix if you don't know your true self, your authentic self. Someone says authenticate your birth certificate for starters. Yeah, all those are things to track you in the matrix. Birth, social security, all that stuff. You get a name and then you get a personality. And look, a lot of us guys, it's from our parents because you see your parents have it, so you adopt it. And you think, oh, it's my mom, my dad, the same thing. But nobody is their name. All your names are fake. Your personalities are fake. What you believe is fake. The matrix put it in your head. I'm telling you the facts. Who you are is more trippy than you could ever imagine, man. It's so trippy that some people will never be able to believe it. Some people will be stuck in cognitive dissonance. Some people will never actually believe that they have the actual power to change their life right now by adjusting their mind and seeing themselves a certain way, and they could shift the whole pattern. It's just too fathomably preposterous and incompetent for them to accept it because they've been so woven and so intricately detailed and plugged in. Even their mind and body is connected to the matrix. That's a lot of stuff to get out, bro. Someone says it best here. Who's this? Jonathan. They can't conceive what their mind does not want to accept. Well said, my friend. Well said, Jonathan. 100%. That's it. And it goes back to the bigger picture. What can your mind conceive? That's how far you'll go. The matrix wants to limit your mind conception. The universe wants to expand your mind's conception. See, one wants to limit it, one wants to rip it open so you can enjoy your life and be the best version of yourself. A lot of people don't want to hear the unknown, that's true. The toughest thing for people to accept is a paradigm shift. It's really difficult for people to learn something new that they were doing wrong and to change. Think about it. Their whole life, everything changes, man. What if you just tell people? Imagine this, right? Because we're all like connected with religion and all that stuff. Imagine if you found out the truth of what really happened, like where you came from, all this stuff. Like, what would happen to all churches and things like that? What about the economy? What about the people that make the law who are like heavily Christian in church? Those people are believing certain stuff. And what if the truth comes out and shows them that, guys, I hate to break it to you, you were genetically engineered from another intelligent civilization, and they came here lots of years ago, and this is like basically like a prison planet or a zoo. It's a zoo planet. Basically, they come every few thousand years to check upon their experiments and see how they grew, and they watch you. Imagine telling someone that. How preposterous that sound? Not today. Doesn't sound too preposterous anymore because now we have evidence and showing stuff happening all around the world. That's what that is like. So someone would say, "What the God? God created me, man." See, even when the truth hits them and the facts, the kind of the distance is gonna hit them harder. So, do we have a certain purpose, or is it part of the ego? I do believe we all have a purpose. I do believe that if you can be of service to others and help people to get their vibration to feel good, because feeling good is our natural state. So you want to get people to their natural state, then that helps you and it helps the collective consciousness. So yes, we all have purpose and experience. Otherwise, you wouldn't feel good when you help someone. You wouldn't feel great, and people wouldn't feel happy. You know, we naturally, when we see someone doing good or we can help someone and they're changing their life, we naturally feel good. That person feels good, and it comes back to you through cause and effect. Right? So those are just some things that, you know, people don't understand. Someone says God is consciousness. Yeah. When you tell people that, it goes over their head. Because, you know, people are conditioned to see like, you know, look, we interpret things based on how we do stuff ourselves. So human beings, we invented a lot of stuff and give it our application. Like we put God as a person. We put God with a personality. Look, God doesn't have personalities, man. God can't be like a person like they put on that. God is something that you can't fathom because it's unfathomable. It's only something you can experience innately. So if someone's ever trying to convince you that, oh, this is God, God is jealous, God is that, that's a bunch of BS, because God can't do that. Because we're talking about a fundamental force that creates everything in the universe, that is constantly evolving, that has multiverse, that is consciousness, that creates the evolution of everything that's evolving and sets the code in the DNA. You can't give that a personality, my friend. You can't give that a name like a person, man. Yep. Someone says God's Son is right here, and they still call him the Son till this day. Yep, that's another topic. You don't even want to touch that when you talk about who Jesus really is, or what they mean by they say the Son of Man. That would make a lot of people piss off. All right? God can be whatever the Most High wants, right? Jesus was here to demonstrate how to get there, and people had too much cognitive dissonance with it. Yes, we absolutely are. Talk about it, the Son of Man. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk about the Son of Man because I don't think people are ready for that one yet. Maybe in the future, down the line, I may talk about it, but I would encourage people to go research that, and then you can see for yourself. That blew my mind when I found out the truth. I'll say that much. And looking back in retrospect, I see how it works. However, I will say this about that, though. I will say this, and I'll give you a clue so you can go see for yourself. You have to remember that there is nothing new under the sun in our reality, in our matrix. So everything repeats itself. stories and things you hear about, it's all been done and said and experienced before. So for example, let's talk about the story of Noah in the Bible. That story was adopted thousands of years before from someone else. Epic of Gilgamesh. A lot of stuff you find in the Bible are taken from other stuff. The Ten Commandments were taken from the Book of the Dead by the Egyptians. Research for yourself. There's so many stories that are eerie similar that from other historic civilizations that were put into the Bible. That's all I got to say. That's a fact. There's nothing new under the sun, my friends. Let's talk about the Egyptians. So when they talk about the Son of Man and the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, the sun they gave the name as a god. So people worship the sun and they call the Son of Man. So when people talk about Jesus Christ as the Son of Man, it's coming back from there. Son of Man, the light bearer. It's the actual sun. Civilizations did this thousands of years ago. Do you believe in God? That's a little bit complicated, but yes, but not the God that Christian religion portrays. My God is a more higher elevation of God. My God doesn't have a personality. You cannot name it. You cannot see it. You can only experience it. It's in me. It's around me. It talks to me. It's the creator of every single particle. It sets off evolution and anything else. It operates at different frequencies and vibration. It puts things towards you based on how you feel and how you see yourself. It has no judgment. It doesn't care about what I think or what I've done. Its only purpose is to help me to achieve and experience what I want based on my ability to conceive something in my mind. That's my God. So, who's yours, right? Do you believe in an alternate universe? The science says it is there, yes. I do believe in an alternate universe. I do believe in the multiverse. I mean, now it becomes a clear. This is going to be a new theory or law soon. The multiverse. We're seeing that through quantum physics. It's no longer like a superstition or like a sci-fi thing now. It's actually physical evidence. Like I said, next 5 years they're going to actually be able to create multiverse in the laboratory, parallel universe in a laboratory. I suspect it'll be through quantum tunneling to show how a particle can go back in an antimatter particle and become a regular particle, therefore showing that there is an alternate universe, antimatter, matter. So I think it'll be something along that line. That's the only way I'm thinking about it. But they'll be able to show that. Someone says here, who's this here? Immortal Ingenious. They worship the sun. They gave sun gaze with help store light energy with their cells, like solar. Yeah, now this person knows what she's talking about. So she's done her research. Immortality Ingenious, yes. You know what you're talking about. Thoughts about we're created in advanced beings from a far planet. Yeah, I could touch on that. Well, look, here's something you got to consider. And I said this, I think, the last live. People think where the Earth is in relative to the sun's orbit right now is what creates life, right? Because we're at the correct distance where we can have what we call organic materials or the compounds for life that are brought through asteroids. So when the Earth was formed, life came from outer space. It was brought by asteroids, organic compounds, which form the basis for simple sugars, acids, and which creates DNA, ribosomes, and simple bacteria. Now, people don't understand that billions of years when the Earth was formed, there were 2 planets that was in the habitable zone that was fully habitable, Venus and Mars. Venus and Mars were like Earth millions of years ago. People fail to remember that. They don't even think, they don't understand. So if life could evolve the way it did on Earth, why couldn't life evolve the way it did on Venus and Mars? And then we can go into a broader spectrum. Let's look at our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. Let's look at the exoplanets. So there's a program, and first the universe has what's called a self-correcting code. If you don't know this, physicists discovered this. It's like the Matrix. There's actually a code in the universe, zeros and ones. That's why I said the universe always balances stuff out. That's why you got yin and yang. But here's the thing about the universe that people don't get. Like your DNA is composed of information. Now information now has been discovered what's called the fifth state of matter. That's going to change physics, and you'll see how that. So now we understand that we are information. So information is automatically coded in the universe. So that means for wherever life began, it will begin the same but just tweaked a little bit. So on Earth it tweaked a little bit. You became hominids, then we became Neanderthals, and then somewhere happened where we jumped the evolutionary gap by like 6,000 years. So someone came and tweaked the hominids and made us Homo sapiens. If they didn't do that, we still would be Homo sapiens. It would take us millions of years to get to where we are right now. But someone changed the genetic code and we mutated or evolved 6,000 years faster, which should take millions of years. That's a fact. The smoking gun is chromosome number 2. Now, with all these planets out there and the same process of evolution began, it says now there's billions of planets that evolved with just a different form of life billions of years before Earth, before we did. So there are civilizations that are way more advanced. Imagine how weird technology we have right now, right? Imagine within the past 300 years, we've got internet, we've got AC, air conditioner, and we have a car. That's 300 years. So our technology has come, right? Imagine there's a planet, a civilization that's ahead of you and I 100 years. Let's take it up. How about 100,000 years? How about 1,000,000 years? There are planets and star systems that are developed before us. Imagine those beings. Can you imagine what a technology would look like 1,000,000 years? Maybe you can see 100 years, but 100,000 years? What would that remind you of? What would we call those people? We may call them a god. See where the word God comes from? You may call them gods. Because if someone comes down and they're 1,000 years or 1,000,000 years ahead of you in technology, man, they're a god to you. That's where gods live. You can't even imagine it right now. It's hard to imagine that. But there's now hard evidence that's what's actually happening. Okay? The old buildings here tells us they've used laser technology. Well, the information is decoded in your DNA. Why can't we imagine or see these evolved planets? I just said it, our technology. So physicists and scientists now have technological civilizations. Okay, you got type 0, type 1, and type 3 civilizations. This is science now. This is not hocus pocus. We're a type 0 civilization. A type 0 civilization are what's considered, we use the natural resources like fossil fuels, we burn animals and stuff to power. A type 1 civilization now has the ability to use their environment. They can pull energy from out of the atmosphere. A type 2 civilization now, they can harness energy from their local planets. They can go to the other planets. A type 3 civilization, they use the star. They can go post up at their star and they can take energy from their star. Not only take energy from the star, they can take energy from the galaxy. They can go other planets and conquer it. We are not even a type 0 civilization. So we don't have the technology to be able to go see those planets. We're still this on the totem pole. So the civilization would be a type 3 civilization, would be a civilization that's 100,000 years or 1,000,000 years advanced than us. Remember, guys, human beings have just been around roughly 6,000 years, man. Do you know the history of the Earth? The Earth is billions of years old. You gotta let that sink in. Look, we just came out of the Industrial Revolution. A few hundred years ago, we had horse. pulling hay and steam. Now you're on your smartphone and you're doing this in 300 years. And I said again, imagine someone that is ahead of you 1,000,000 years. Would you even know what, I mean, you wouldn't even know what they look like. They may be standing right next to me right now and I couldn't even see them. Who knows what life could evolve like 1,000,000 years advance? Who knows what those beings would, who knows what technology? You don't even know that stuff. How can the earth be billions of years when we're only in the year 2022? That's because humans started keeping track a few thousand years ago. Before that, no one could keep track. That's why I said, okay, let me show you something. We only have 10% of Earth's actual history. Records weren't kept. Records started keeping when humans started evolving. Homo sapiens. And we only evolved 6,000 years ago. So who knew what else species lived on Earth? Maybe there's another form of humanity. Maybe there's another form of intelligent civilization that lived on Earth. Maybe they're still here. Maybe they're interdimensional. Maybe they live in the same space-time. Maybe they live in the ocean and they just don't come up because they know how primitive we are. Maybe they create us. They watch us. Maybe that's why you see these UFOs and they're so fast and they come so easy and they disappear because they're interdimensional. When you have 1,000,000 years of technology, you can do that stuff. That's why you can see anti-gravity. That's why you can see the stuff. They can control space and time. Because if you can control gravity, you control time. So past, future, there. So I mean, who knows, man? So that's why you got the year 2022, because they only started keeping history about a few thousand years ago. And to be more technical, 2022 is not even a correct year. First of all, there's no year that doesn't exist. But to make some, we adopted what's called the Gregorian calendar. So in technical, the Gregorian calendar is 12 years behind. So it's not even 2022. It's actually 12 years ago less. That's the Gregorian calendar. We found out that the calendar was wrong. There's a bunch of stuff out there you gotta put yourself up on and understand. How do we get to these advanced civilizations? You can get to these advanced civilizations through astral projection and through remote viewing, through your consciousness. That's the only way you can get to these civilizations. You gotta remember, if these civilizations, because they're so advanced, they don't work with physical. They work with spiritual, non-physical stuff. That's why you can see some of these crafts. This is from the U.S. government. There's a report that's been released, a 1,500 page by the Pentagon, the U.S. Defense Department, about people encountering these objects or these unidentified objects that they can't explain, that they got radiation burn, unexpected pregnancies, and these crafts. And eyewitnesses, this is from the government now, these crafts, when you look inside the craft, there is no control module or anything. The craft is turned on through the consciousness. The operator operates the craft through telepathy, through thought. They're connected to the craft in consciousness, and the craft is connected to them. Now, if they're connected to telepathy, that means they can transcend space and time, because consciousness can go to the past, the future, and the present all at once. It could go into different dimensions. So if someone's controlling a ship with their consciousness, that ship has the ability to hyperspace through time and space. So we're just at the tip of the iceberg here. And this is physics. Physics shows us that we do know there are extra dimensions. We do know that there's anti-gravity propulsion. It can be possible. We just aren't there yet. Our technology, it'll take us 100 years to just get to that point. And we do. And what else? There's probably new physics we don't discover, new materials, new elements. Maybe some of these stars, the planets, the way they were comprised, some of their elements develop a little less than us, so they may have new exotic matter that we don't have in our solar system, and they're able to do these different things and look like what they do, break the laws of physics, right? We are on the Gregorian calendar, which is the wrong calendar, right? There's nothing new under the sun that you aren't aware of. It's your awareness. How about info on the Bible? What about the Bible? The Bible has a books of stories and The Bible is a lot of parables. A lot of books in the Bible are taken from other books. Time is an illusion. No, the Egyptians weren't a type 3 civilizations. Listen, what a type 3 civilization is, guys, a type 3 civilization, and this is according to the Kardashian scale of civilization in the universe, physicists. A type 3 civilization control the weather on their planet. They harness energy from their star by creating what's called a Dyson sphere. A Dyson sphere is where they put this big thing around the star and they take the energy from their star to power. They not only live on their planet, but they're colonizing other star systems. That's a type 3 civilization. So, no, Egyptians, I mean, maybe back then to them, where they're at, maybe you consider that, but technically, no. Right? So you see how that works. So these are the stuff I want to enlighten you guys with, to just expand your mind, to see how stuff kind of works, so you can kind of look out and see, wait a minute, I got to start thinking, man, because there's so much stuff I don't even know about that I didn't realize. Maybe some of this stuff you learned today, and then you're free to go research it and see for yourself that, okay, yeah, this guy's talking some truth here. Right. But to touch back on civilization and beings, these beings, they communicate telepathically. And it's interesting because we are just getting to be able to do telepathic communications. Like when you ever send telepathic messages, you can think of someone and they call you. So we're just evolving to do that. So there's scientists now are saying within the next million years from now, humans, our vocal cords will no longer exist. We'll evolve out of it. You won't have vocal cords anymore. We'll be more telepathic. That means the brain now, our heads will be a little bit elongated. You have like a baby face, like a big forehead. It's like my forehead is big. It's going to be like that moving forward for humans in about 1,000,000 years. So they're saying that in 1,000,000 years, evolution will dissolve the vocal cord and we'll speak telepathically. That's where evolution is taking human beings in the next 1,000,000 years. So 1,000,000 years from now, if we're still here, your kids, whatever, it'll be a whole generation. It'll be telepathic. There'll be no more talking like this. Just like how humans evolved, when the early humans had a tail. That's why they got a tailbone. And as evolution, they removed the tail. The body's constantly adapting. But the question is, what is the intelligence that's doing this? What's the programmer? How does the body and the cells know to evolve to do the survival of the fittest? That's the mystery. In the DNA, it's coded with so much information to adapt and evolve that there has to be some type of intelligence that's doing that stuff. Because that's why they say the universe is like a self-correcting code. The universe knows to correct itself, expand itself, and life just has a unique way of processing. But did you know there's things on this planet that doesn't need oxygen to live? There's microbes and organisms that are called anaerobic. Aerobic, they use oxygen. Anaerobic, they don't use oxygen. So life has a very ways of evolving that would look so trippy to you and I. You don't have to be on a planet that breathes oxygen. You could be on a planet that has nitrogen. Your body adapts to it. That has methane, or who knows? Someone says, I used to believe that aliens are the future humans and they're traveling in the past for a field trip. Now look, there's one thing about time traveling. Here's the only thing that messes up. In order to travel to the past, you have to be able to build a time machine from the past to go to the past. Unless this alien civilization had a time machine millions of years ago, then they could travel. But the thing is, human beings didn't evolve in that time. And remember, how time works on coordinates. So time are different. Everything is happening now. It's just on a big different spectrum. See how that works? Yeah, we are. So when someone says carbon, we are what we call carbon-based life form. That means basically our building blocks is carbon matter. but there could be other life forms such as silicon. Silicon could be another form of life. There could be different types of life forms that because remember how evolution works. Things can adapt, and physics just change a little bit. If it happened on Earth, I'm guaranteeing you it happened. It's happening right now on billions of planets, and it's happening right now. So we aren't special. It's not like, oh, we're the only place. No, trust me. Trust me. We're gonna. Good thing is many of you will be alive to see when they discover like an exoplanet, which is what the James Webb Telescope will do. So there are some people living now that will be able to see an exoplanet and detect carbonic atmosphere, stuff in the atmosphere of civilization. It's going to happen. Somebody one day, maybe your kids, your baby right now, will be able to be the first person to see an actual civilization from another planet detected. It's going to happen. Maybe that civilization is, maybe they're in their dark ages like we're ahead. Maybe they're back in their stone age like we are, but or maybe they're in the industrial revolution. So maybe we'll be able to pick up stuff in the planet to show life evolved. Like we'll pick up methane, carbon. We'll see stuff the humans put out or whatever beings on it. But you have telltale signs of intelligence coming on that stuff. Do we all come from a different star system? Yes, every person comes from a different star system, because asteroids or comets are what brought life to planet Earth, and they're coming from all different star systems. Yep, you got different stars. I told you before, the Dogons have a map of a star system that some aliens came and taught them mathematics and showed them the exact Milky Way galaxy and the solar system. Thousands of years before we even went to see the map. The Dogons know this. They were very good in mathematics, and they said that nomos, the gods were called nomos. They called these beings nomos. And they came down, they had drawings, they came down in crafts, they taught them mathematics, they showed them the galaxy, the solar system, and they have the documents, they show the pictures of the exact coordinates where Earth, Venus, Mars, thousands of years ago before we developed flight. Mark, talk about awakening. I can feel it somehow. Yeah, awakening is what I'm talking about. Awakening is when you understand this. Sorry, someone was driving their car with their hood up, and I was like, what the heck? How's that? This guy's driving his car with his hood up. He can't even see. Anyway, awakening is when you start to question what this is about and what life is really like. That's the beginning of awakening. When you start to examine stuff around you, and you start to basically awakening. So when someone's becoming awakened, it means that they don't take the bullshit anymore. Like they listen to what you say, but they're gonna go research it. Like they're not just gonna listen and say, oh, okay, all right, they'll hear you, but they'll go and start to figure it out for themselves. That's when you become awakened. See how it works, guys? So, I don't want to go too far, man. I've been making these lives like an hour, 2 hour. People love them. If this one is saved, I'll put this on my YouTube channel, as the other ones I do. I'm hoping this one is saved, because this one has some valuable information in there. Some controversial stuff too, but stuff you need to know. Wish I could close my third eye. Why would you want to close your third eye? It gives you the truth. It helps you to see reality, man. You know, they just recently discovered the third eye now has these celestine crystals in there that are giving off electromagnetic frequency. So your third eye is giving off a different frequency channel to the universe. They didn't know that. They just found that out. And so in actual layman's terms, your third eye is broadcasting information to different dimensions through electromagnetic waves. Right now in your pineal gland, you're broadcasting right now messages, information to what, I don't know what dimension, but it's not coming from this. These crystals, when they vibrate, they give off electricity, like, and magnetism, and they actually send off a frequency or a vibrational frequency. So that may explain why people say the third eye is so powerful because maybe that signal goes out and it gets back as information, and that's why people can see stuff and access stuff in the third eye. So that was just recently discovered, like 3 months ago. Scientists seeing these crystals that they give off electromagnetic. I mean, that's profound, man. For the first time in a human body, a human organ, they detect human are transmitting electromagnetic frequencies that they can track going out into space, into another dimension from the pineal gland. So right now you are transferring the information through your pineal gland. Whether it's closed or open, it's still transferring information. The crystals, that is, the crystal size of crystal. Yes, my YouTube is the same as my name. No, my YouTube is not. It's just Mark Haughton. So that's some stuff you got to know, right? Your third eye, see? The more we evolve, the more science, epigenetics, the more truth is going to be known about the mind, the body, even stuff about death, afterlife. They're getting so much closer to seeing how stuff work, reversing age, you know, about telomeres. They discovered that your telomeres now, you can actually reverse age, you can slow your age down. Now they have stem cells. They discovered stem cells now that can regenerate your organs to 20 years old organs. So if your heart is 50, if you're 50 years old, they can technically now grow a heart of 20-year-old heart. You can reverse your lungs. Yeah, this is all new stuff in the lab. Maybe in the next 50 years it'll be out, but it's at the ground. They discovered that stem cells, they did it in rats, where they can take the organs of the animal and make it 10 to 20 years younger. So they take the rat, 15 years, whatever, give him a heart that's 10 years old. All happening right now at the beginning. All going on right now. Probably won't be out for another 50 years because, you know, it takes time to develop this stuff really good. So when you see those sci-fi movies of people like just buying new body parts, now you see there's truth in it, right? So I keep telling you, some movies are like documentaries. They're telling you what's going to happen. They're showing you stuff already. And so one day you'll be able to go to a factory or a store and buy a new, say your lung breaks down, hey, I buy a new lung. Boop. Buy a new heart. Boop. So now people will live a lot longer. Now they can reverse aging. Now if they can do that to stem cell, to hearts and organs, they can do that to skin, your face, because stem cells is on part of your body. They'll grow a new hand. Oh, you lost your foot? I'll grow a new foot. Okay, we get a new liver. Oh, what do you want your liver? Do you want to be 10 years younger? They probably tax you on that. Well, if you want 10 years, it's going to be extra, but I could give you the same liver, your same age, because you know it's going to be like that anyway. Well, let me get the brand new liver. I want to be 10 years liver. All right, we get extra, da-da-da-da. Just like it is today, like people negotiate. I get this, I get that. All that's going to happen way down. That's just us. Now imagine civilizations that are a million years advanced. They probably conquered, they probably close to immortality. They probably found ways to exist in the body. If they have a body outside the body, I'm sure they cured aging and sure they cure all diseases. If you're that advanced, I mean, that's the tip of the iceberg. Those beings probably transfer their mind into other stuff. So, but somewhere down the line, you'll be able one day to buy a new heart, new lung. Not only that, but like have the heart of a 20-year-old, the lung of a 10-year-old, or whatever. All through stem cells. So I'm just showing you like big picture, like stuff that the Matrix sees. Most of the stuff you wouldn't even know this stuff because a lot of people, they don't research and they don't keep up. They're like into the mainstream stuff. They're into like the, what is it, Kardashians and what's the other guy, the Johnny Depp and the Will Smith. They're not even taking heed of all the stuff happening in the background. But that's what the Matrix want. They want to distract you. They don't want you to see stuff like this happening. They want to keep you with the news and what's happening in the world and all this stuff. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to show you this stuff, to tell you that there's things going on right in front of you that will be mind-blowing and you won't even understand. All right, guys. That's enough time. I'll catch you guys again next week. Take care. I'll upload this on my YouTube. Bye.